Hello students, in this class of ours we are going to study what are the curved mirrors, or precisely these curved mirrors. As in the previous class I told you, they could be parabolic, they could be spherical, they could be elliptical, but we will exclusively be referring them as spherical mirrors. So if I make a mirror like this and another mirror, let me make it like this, both are having curved surfaces. The best way to define is a spherical mirror is the one which is part of sphere, which is having its reflecting surface as a curve. This is the reflecting surface. In case this is the reflecting surface, this is painted, this is painted. So let us also say there are two types. One is concave. Which one is concave? The mirror that is having its reflecting surface as bent in. You see, it is bent in. Please do remember this word, bent in. Words bent in, and this is bulging out reflecting surface. Bulging out. This is trying to bulge out. Bulging out reflecting surface, convex. Bent in reflecting surface, concave. Having said that, now we will try to define different terms that are related with the spherical mirrors. Right at outset, let me say what is the meaning of the center of curvature of a spherical mirror. Or before that, let us say what is pole. What is pole? See, pole is the midpoint of the actual reflecting surface of the mirror. If say this is actual reflecting surface where from the reflection is taking place, so midpoint of this, it is also can be called center of it, but that center can be confused with this center. So let us not avoid calling it center. It is exactly the midpoint. This is, say, this curved length is say 6 centimeter. So 3 centimeters from there and 3 centimeters from here, there will be a point that is called pole of the mirror. And it is usually asked whether pole is part of the mirror. Undoubtedly, pole is part of the mirror because this lies on the mirror. This is lying on the mirror. So pole is part of the mirror. So we have defined pole. Pole is the midpoint of the actual reflecting surface of a spherical mirror. That is pole. And another term that is pole we have defined. Another one is aperture. T-U-R-E, aperture. See, regarding aperture, what we can say is an aperture is the actual reflecting surface of the mirror. Say this is up to here and this is up to here, but actually reflection is taking place from M and M dash. So M dash is the aperture. It is representing the size of the mirror. It is about the diameter. See, size also can be represented by diameter, or else you can say it is represented by radius. So this is aperture. Aperture of a spherical mirror is the actual length of the mirror where from the reflection is taking place. That has been told. Now we will come to the center of curvature of a spherical mirror. Till now we are referring them to a spherical mirror because what is applicable for concave, same is also applicable for convex. So we are referring them as spherical mirrors. Center of curvature of a spherical mirror is center of the sphere of your mirror is a part. See, if I complete this sphere from where this must have been taken, so whatever is center for this sphere is also center for this part of it. Because this mirror is nothing but part of this spherical mirror. And if I draw a circle and I say this is the center for this circle, so this is center for this part. Also this is center for this part. It is center for every part. And it is also center of this circle. So similarly, whatever is the center for the sphere, same is the center for this spherical mirror, or center of curvature of a spherical mirror. Center of a spherical mirror is center of the sphere of which your mirror is a part. That is true in this case. Also it is true in this case. It will lie this side. Now we will see another term, and that is radius of curvature. See, once again I will tell exactly the same words using the same. Radius of curvature is of a spherical mirror is radius of the sphere of which your mirror is a part. And now sometimes people ask what is the difference between radius and center. See, center of curvature is a point, it is this, but radius of curvature is the distance between the pole and the center. So this is radius. It is. Radius is the radius of a spherical mirror is radius of the sphere of which your mirror is a part. Undoubtedly it is distance between the pole and center of the mirror. And center is a point, radius is a distance. Now that also we have talked about. Now we will come on to the what is principal focus and what is principal axis. See, the straight line that joins the pole and center of curvature, and undoubtedly principal focus also will lie here. So you sometimes say that principal axis is straight line that joins the pole, principal focus and center of curvature of a spherical mirror. That is called principal axis. This we will be referring to time and again now. So till now, whatever we were defining them commonly for both the spherical mirrors. Now for defining principal focus, what we'll have to do is, we have to define them separately. And why? See, this is your concave mirror, this is the pole, and this is the center of curvature. Now for defining principal focus for this, I will go like this. See, these are the lines parallel to principal axis. Please don't just say parallel, they are parallel to principal axis. And after reflection, they will come and meet at a point on the principal axis. And that point is called principal focus. This is F, indicated by capital F. And now I will define the principal focus of a concave mirror. Please just focus. Principal focus of a concave mirror is a point on its principal axis to which all the light rays which were initially parallel, initially means before the reflection, they were parallel to principal axis and close by to principal axis, they are converging at a point on the principal axis. That point is called principal focus. Principal focus of a concave mirror is a point on the principal axis. It's a point on principal axis to which all the light rays which were initially parallel and close by to the principal axis are converged to after the reflection. So this is principal focus, and sign conventions we have not studied, later on I will tell you. And defining this for this, we will have to say how. Say, let me draw it like this. This is pole and a light ray that goes like this, and a light rays. See, this was converging mirror, light rays that were coming like this are converged to a point, and this is called diverging mirror. Obviously it is diverging because when the light rays were meeting, they were closer, but when they are reflected, the distance between them increases, so they are diverged. This is diverging mirror. And if a person happens to look from this side, so he or she will find that these light rays are diverging from this point, principal focus. So principal focus of a convex mirror is a point on the principal axis from which all the light rays which were initially parallel, that is before the reflection took place, initially parallel and close by to the principal axis, appear to diverge from after the reflection. Here these are appearing to diverge, there they were actually converging. So since light rays are actually meeting at this point, we say this principal focus is real and this is virtual, because light rays do not actually diverge, they are only appearing to diverge from there. Principal focus of a convex mirror is a point on the principal axis from which all the light rays which were initially parallel and close by to the principal axis appear to diverge after the reflection. That is principal focus of this. And since light rays do not actually meeting to form this, so this is virtual focus, this is real focus. Now we'll come on to the focal length. See, principal focus again is a point here and there both, and the focal length is the distance between the pole and the principal focus. That is always indicated by small f, and also there is a relation between the focal length and the radius of curvature. R is equal to 2f. Says this is center, so I told you the distance between this is radius of curvature. If say this is 5, undoubtedly these two will be 5. So when focal length is 5, radius is 10. Radius of curvature is 10. So that was about focal length. Focal length is the distance. Focal length of a concave and convex mirror is the distance between the pole and principal focus. This is a length, that is a point. Center of curvature is a point. Radius of curvature is a distance. So now we have studied aperture, pole, principal focus, center of curvature, radius of curvature, principal focus. I believe all the terms are covered. The rest we will see in the next class.